Ahlan wa sahlan. Now we're going to talk about how to conjugate present tense verbs in Arabic, or what we call in Arabic al-fi'l al-mudari'. We say the present tense. Sometimes older grammar books that discuss Arabic will also talk about the incomplete tense. In English, we have a couple of ways of expressing present tense ideas. I can say, for example, I study, or I can say I am studying, and they both carry slightly different meanings sometimes in English. In Arabic, al-fi'l al-mudari' is used to express both of those ideas, the simple present and the present continuous. I study and I am studying. We can do both of these. In Arabic, we express the subject of al-fi'l al-mudari' using a combination of prefixes or prefixes and suffixes. We don't need to use individual pronouns. We have a list of the pronouns here just for reference, but it would be a little redundant in most cases to say huwa yashrab, for example, he drinks, unless we really want to emphasize that he is doing the drinking. Most of the time, the prefixes and suffixes will do the work for us. So in your speech and your writing, try to avoid the tendency to overuse those pronouns, because it creates a little bit of redundancy and can sort of be a roadblock to fluent speech or fluent writing in Arabic. It's considered sort of more natural style. So here on this chart we have the prefix and suffix combinations for a couple of verbs in Fusha, Modern Standard Arabic, Shami, Levantine, and Masri, Egyptian. You'll notice that the prefixes and suffixes are in red. We've got two verbs up here. In Fusha we have the stem fa'ala, which is a formal Arabic word meaning to do something. And in Levantine and Egyptian we have a different stem, amala, which is more commonly used to express that same idea, to do, in those dialects. So let's try conjugating a couple of verbs. For example, what if we want to use some different verbs? Let's say the stem for the verb about studying, darasa. If I want to say she studies in Fusha, I'm going to take this prefix, this ta, and I'm going to attach it here. For tadrus, she studies. Or if I want to say in Egyptian, let's say we drink, I'm going to take that stem of the verb for drinking, shin, ra, ba, and I'm going to go to the first person plural, and I'm going to attach ba, nun, bnishrab. You'll notice that in Levantine and Egyptian, we have a ba on the beginning of these verbs. The ba is common in the present tense for the main verb in a sentence, the first verb, the first real verb in a sentence. If there's a second verb following the first verb, or the first verb-like expression, then we're not going to see that ba typically. So that's something to work on recognizing, and control is going to come with time. You'll also notice that in the Fusha, we have two options some of the times. This has to do with grammar and subordinate verbs. Again, the second verb coming after the first verb in a sentence. For now, it's not something to worry about producing. We'll be covering that later on, and there's another video about al-mudari' al-mansub, that special second conjugation and when to use it. For now, just be aware when you're reading formal texts that you are going to encounter that variation sometimes.